Brittany.
All right, it's recording.
Oh, you rock, girl!
Brittany is the best. Dude, we have 120 people on. I just want to say I'm so proud of you guys for hopping on this morning.
Gosh.
There's a lot of people that need their morning, like, killing it. And again, you guys, if you just witnessed what just happened, I prove every single day that anyone can make $1 million in just life. Like, you can be a total hot mess. You can, I promise you. Okay, so let's get into we're just recording, so you guys just missed gratitude because I forgot to record, but that's okay. We're gonna get into today's special, some team news, some Lavelle news. We're gonna talk about the 30% that just came out, and I want Starr, you can start. What are you gonna do to maximize on this 30% Cyber Monday?
So honestly, as soon as I got the email, I shared it with all my team chats and all chats that I'm in. And I did a story like immediately. And I was real with people. I said, this is your sign. If you're looking for a sign to change your life, this is it. I'm able to offer you 50% off. And I say 50% because we get the 20% as if they select auto ship. And then we have this 30% for Cyber Monday. Guys, so run with that. Run with that 50%. That is a huge number. So that's what I'm doing.
No, that's so stinking huge. Heather or Tiffany, you got anything that you're doing?
So I'm doing the same thing as Starr. I'm really going to capitalize. Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Tiff, I think that maybe it was muted.
I'm going to capitalize on the 50% off because that is freaking huge. Like, if you think,
go, honey, go.
Okay. If you think about it, 50%, like, that is insane. So I'm going to capitalize on the 50%. You go on your stories. Like, I'm a huge story person. I love my stories. I will make a post, and I may even go live today because I look like a real human today. So I may show my face on a live and, talk about the 50% off. You guys, when you're talking about the products, you kind of have to put it as, when I talk about Black Label, I cannot live without it. Okay. I'm not being dramatic. And I tell people that I'm like, listen, this is something that I have to have every single day. Instead of going to Starbucks, this is what I have, and you can get it half off today. Like, that's kind of how I approach things. But yeah, definitely get in your story, show up on your timeline, Instagram, work every aspect, follow up with any potentials, follow up with your current customers, you guys, current customers. I mean, let's end this month out strong, see if they want to push their auto ship to now to get that 30%.
Hey, Heather, what are you doing?
So I'm kind of the same. And thank you, Starr, for saying 50%. So a couple of people were like, where's the 50% come from? 20% off on an auto ship, you guys, when they order on an auto ship, 30% for the Cyber Monday. But I always look at my free accounts. Like, we just had the promo where you had to sign up 10 free accounts. So if a lot of those didn't order, like, that's where I go. First of all, I do the stories, I do the posts on my Facebook, but for me, I'm a messenger person. Like, I'm more concerned about who I'm having conversations with, who I'm talking to, who I need to be talking to, who I should be following up with. So those free accounts, if you're like, I don't know who I should be talking to, who can I be telling this, 30%, 50% off Cyber Monday, you need to get back to every one of those free accounts you've signed up. Start with the newest first and just work your way back. Because all of those people were people that said yes to you. They said yes to getting a free account to check out what it is you're doing. They just haven't said yes to becoming a full-time thriver with you. That is one sentence that I use over and over and over. I set that into somebody's head when I talk to them. I'm like, I am so excited to help you get started being a full-time thriver with me. Like, because for me, yeah, I would love to send you a mini, but I would rather you sign up today for 50% off and start thriving full time. That's when you're really going to understand how amazing this is. And you're going to have 30 days at a discount to get started, especially like December coming, you guys. All of us are like squirrel. I need focus. My kids are driving me crazy. I don't know about you guys, but I've been virtually teaching my children since March. They're still home. I would not live without the white label or the black label. There's just no way I would be able to focus as a parent to do all those things. So remember that so many people feel that same way too. Like everybody needs energy, especially coming to December. People need focus. People need patience. People need mood support. That is one of the things that I focus on the most when I'm talking about the Thrive experience. It's not just before and after pictures for me. It's me being real, honest, and vulnerable and saying, I did not like myself as a mother before I started thriving. I was not a happy person. I was super moody. And when I go at that angle, I feel like I get so many people that come back and go, oh gosh, me too. I need that because that's exactly how I feel. So those are some tips that I do when I'm talking to new people and helping them get started.
And listen, guys,
plan.
Brittany put something in the chat box. It's $105 for 3 steps. Comes with the extra month of shakes. Retail is $240. Whoa! Like, oh my gosh. I love numbers.
Yes, I do too, especially when you can like show people that. Like put that on some kind of graphic. Like put 240 and then cross it out and then be like for today only $105. Like that. That's huge. That's huge. And you guys, if you are not, if you're kind of like me and you're like, I am not great at like change. Okay. Like when Facebook stories came out, I'm like, what is that? I don't like it. And I still like didn't use Facebook stories for like ever. And now I'm starting to get in my groove, but you know how I did it. If you guys are kind of intimidated by Facebook stories a little bit, like what should be in my stories? What should be on my timeline? Go follow people like Tiffany. Go follow people like Starr because they have great stories. And that's kind of, I started looking at what they were doing and then I just, kind of put my own spin on it. And I'm like the hugest copier. I always say, I don't think I'm an independent thought. I steal everything and then put my spin on it.
Yeah, that's working smarter.
Yes,
instead of harder.
Too.
So maybe we can start something on the Dream Team page that somebody has one thread for story templates for those of us that aren't great at that. And then maybe somebody else can do like an actual post template, and everybody can just, if you take somebody's, just maybe tweak it a little bit, guys, so that you guys are looking unique to your followers. But stories is such a great way to be able to see the people who are secretly stalking you that don't know that they're stalking you. Like the people that are generally clicking to the next story and not just exiting out, like they're interested in what you're doing. So
yes. And when you guys share the special today in a post, make sure you are not using a graphic. At least that's my advice for you guys. Okay. You want to use a real picture, hold up the 3 steps or something like that if you must, and use very good, relatable verbiage and think about why you started.
What would give me an example of what you think relatable verbiage is?
Oh my goodness. Okay. Put me on the spot.
I'm putting you on the spot.
So like, thinking back to how I felt this time last year, only about 3 weeks left until Christmas, I was feeling stressed, but thankfully I had something that I could rely on to help alleviate that stress. And today I'm able to help you begin that journey at a huge, I wouldn't say a huge discount. Oh my goodness. Tiff, help.
So something that I put into people's minds, and I heard it off of a Zoom and I don't remember who said it, so it's not mine. But I literally tell people, because I will ask them their budget, but that's completely out of, whatever. I will ask them, what are you comfortable investing in yourself? When you put it into, what are you going to invest into yourself, into your health, into, I don't want to say who you are as a person, but just how you feel every day. I think that's a big thing, is how they feel every day. I know a lot of people, I mean, like everybody other than us, is grumpy in the morning. They don't want to get up out of bed. And I think if you put it into, like, when I do a story, or like my transformation, I literally lived off of the coffee pot, you guys. My coffee pot, and I had one kid. Okay, one kid. I was fueling. I might as well have had an IV of coffee. Like, I was literally fueling just with coffee and naps. I would nap with her. You guys, I have 2 kids now, no coffee pot. Okay, that's where I hit people with, I don't own a coffee pot anymore. Like, that is insane. And I am twice the mom that I was before. I have 2 kids now, one with medical issues. Like, I don't require coffee. I don't stop at Starbucks. I don't have to stop at Dunkin'. Literally, this in the morning, and I'm good all freaking day. I annoy the heck out of my family because I'm just like an Energizer bunny, like all day.
I love that. So Brittany Hyder doesn't know this, but I was going to ask her to be on Wednesday morning Zoom. So I'm pretty sure she's going to say yes. And if not, she'll be on Fridays. But when she is, we're going to talk about bundles. We're going to talk about bundles and how you guys can approach people with pricing. And I think it's going to be a great way to kick off the beginning of the month, because especially with Christmas and all that, being able to know how to navigate pricing and how to talk to people about the products is going to be huge. So we're gonna focus on that on Wednesday. I think at the end of the day, guys, just don't be afraid to be yourself. Like, be yourself. Use your own words, not Tiffany's, not mine, not Starr's, not Heather's, not Jamie's, not Chass's. No, but be you, because people know you. But don't try to sell it so hard. It's, posts like, join my team, or you need to buy this from me, or 50% off today of my product. Those things don't work, but it's when you can really say something from your heart, how the products have helped you, and then somehow incorporate that into, if you were reading that, go back and read the post as if you are as total strangers scrolling through your timeline. If you were to be a stranger reading your post, does it come off pushy? Does it come off salesy? Have someone else read it. If you're not sure, copy your post that you're about to post, take a screenshot, send it to an upline and say, what do you think about this? And get their input, ideas. You guys, we're a team, work together. Like, don't think you're in this alone. You could go take your post and post it in the Dream Team 2020 and say, anybody got any ideas on how I can make this better? Like, there's so many avenues. You're probably in a team chat. Like, there's so many avenues you have to get out there and get other people's opinions and see what they have to say. You are not in this alone. And again, it's trial and error. Sometimes I put a post out there that's amazing, that gets 1,000 likes. And then the next day I could, 2 weeks later, I could put that same post out there and it gets 0. So sometimes it depends on time and days and timing and all of that. Okay, so I wanted to get into a little bit of team news. So Chass, I don't know, like, I put you on the spot. I know you hate mornings, but I did see you were on. I don't know if you have anything you wanted to, is anything coming up that you're going to be doing? If you want to share that, if you have nothing, then that's cool. I was just going to say that I do know that if you guys have been with us and you were with us last year, you may have seen the 12 Days of Christmas. I do know that you guys, if you want to invite prospects, you're going to be seeing, I know, myself and Heather and Stephanie Grotchuk and some of the other leaders, we're getting together and we're going to be doing a 12 Days of Christmas. And basically that is for you if you're brand new and you don't know what that is. I think we're going to be, Heather, did you just say December 7th is when we're going to launch that? And I know
Yep.
Chass is going to have one for anybody. Like, my suggestion to you is pick one and put your people in it.
Well, Lisa, I'm going to do the 12 Days of Christmas. I've just got multiple legs that are going to be doing it, but I personally do it. So I love this. I mean, it works out really good. So my 12 favorite things, and you can do it. Y'all don't judge me. I just had my capsules. I still have non-capsule voice, but give me about 5 seconds and it'll change.
I'm judging you.
That's when I know. That's when I know the capsules work. Hey, but yes. So I like to do my 12 favorite things, and maybe it's just you love a particular laundry soap, or you like a particular this. It's just a way to go live and share. And so I always get non-thrivers. I always get all kinds of people on. And every year I bring in, first of all, several new customers, and then I bring in new business partners at that time. And one of the reasons is because a lot of times they're like, oh my gosh, I got on, and maybe they win. And I'll be honest, I do select non-thrivers to win my 12 favorite things. I may do that for the team and do my 12 business favorite things, something like that. But it gives you an opportunity to talk to the audience that isn't talking to you, and they say, oh my gosh, I'm so glad I won. I have been wanting to y'all know what I mean. And they y'all are cracking me up because I'm thinking, I'm so glad I'm not on this live. I can't even talk. I still have my retainer in. So those kinds of things. And here's what I say. I know you probably said, I don't have the money for that. Do what you can with what you have right now. Make you some sticky notes or get some sticky notes and make them a gratitude sticky pile, something creative that you can do to talk to your audience for 12 days. People are watching you. They want to know what your favorite things are. I don't care if it's your favorite bath loofah or your favorite, something used in the dishwasher, whatever it is. Talk to them about your 12 things, and then they will say the same things to you. So it's a yes, dollar store is my fave.
Yeah, be creative this time of year. And what you're going to see is, like, in case you guys weren't here with us last year, we're doing a 12 days of Christmas team wide where we're going to make it a Facebook event or group, or I don't know how we're doing it yet, but we're starting December 7th. And basically, you are going to know ahead of time. So stay tuned, watch the Dream Team page for information, but you're going to be able to add any prospects. And then we're going to be talking about Lavelle stuff, and people are going to be able to literally we're going to do giveaways for 12 days. And it's a great way to bring in your prospects. It's a great way to bring in and plant those seeds about Lavelle. They're going to be hearing about some Lavelle things. And they might not do anything right now, but believe me, if we're planting those seeds in December when January 1 hits and New Year's resolutions and all of the things, they're going to think about us. My dog wants to play right now. Only when I get on a Zoom. So just took away the squeaky toy. Okay, so we're going to be doing that. Just watch out for that. And then the other thing I wanted to throw out there before we get into our topic of today is be creative around this time of year. I love what Chas is doing, going live on her Facebook page, Theory. And if y'all, when she said laundry detergent, you're probably thinking give away laundry detergent. Okay, you've never smelled Chas's laundry detergent. Like, it's like an aphrodisiac or something. I don't even know. You go to her house and you're like, what is that smell? And it's her freaking laundry detergent, people. It's the best stuff ever. Like, it's not even normal. I don't even know what to tell you, but I want to roll in it. It's like you're rolling through a field of flowers every second that you're at her house. And it's the freaking laundry detergent. Okay, so with that said, now y'all want it, don't you? Every single one of you are like, what's it called? What is it? Chas can put it in the comments, but man, this stuff is the bomb.com. That's all I got to say. Okay, so be creative this time of year. And one of the things I'm doing is I am going to be doing an online event. I'm putting out there, if you're in if you do anything, home-based business, if you make scarves, whatever, I need you. I'm going to do a little event, and we're going to do like a holiday extravaganza. You know how like this time of year, you can go to like vendor events for holidays? Well, it's COVID, so they're not doing those. Well, I'm taking it online, peeps, and there's nothing stopping you from doing the same thing. Be creative. And one thing I want to end with Thrive News is don't be hard on yourself this month. This is about planting seeds. You guys see a lot of people during the holiday months, whether you're out shopping, whether it's family you don't see only but one time a year, friends, holiday parties, things like that. Don't be hard on yourself if people right now are not signing with you. Plant those seeds, because I promise you, when January comes, those of you that took this month and really were intentional about your posting, intentional about your adding to your network, intentional about building those relationships, you're going to see a huge shift come January 1st. So don't worry about what's happening in December. Think about the future. You're always going to be, a couple steps ahead in network marketing and building your network. So we're going to get into today's topic, today's self-development topic, which is we're overcoming excuses. That is our topic today. Overcoming excuses. And I got to tell you, man, a lot of you guys use a lot of excuses to not run your business, to get out of things, to skip days. I've done it. We all do it with life. I make excuses, and I'm just going to put this out there. I make excuses when I don't want to do something, when it's not enjoyable for me, when I'm trying to get out of it. Okay. So for me, that's when I make excuses. Like when they were Chas and Stephanie Grachek, they were like totally messing with me because I totally have gained the COVID 15, 19. I've gained the COVID 30. Okay. If there's such a thing, I've gained it. And when I saw them, I'm all like, it's my thyroid. And Jess is like, are you sure it's your thyroid? Because you just ate 12 desserts. You can't blame that on your thyroid. But anyways, long story short, at the end of the day, every time I see them, they joke with me because I tell them, next time you see me, I'm going to be 15 pounds lighter. Stephanie Grachek's like, you say it every time. And every time I see you, you are not 15 pounds lighter. And I said, I'm serious this time. When you guys see me in Cabo, I'm going to be 15 pounds lighter. And they just laugh at me and shake me up because they know that I'm a bunch of talk. But I make so many excuses, you guys, when it comes. Why? Because I love food and I hate working out. Like, y'all, me in the gym, Chas always jokes with me. Like, at these retreats, she's like, everybody meet downstairs at 6 a.m. We're gonna go on a walk. And I'm like, yeah, I'll be passing. And it's like I make excuses, right? We all do it when it's something we don't want to do. And we have to ask ourselves, are these excuses? One of the things I want to say before I pass it on to the other ladies today is you really got to ask yourself when you're making excuses for your business. Like my kids, I'm busy. I had to do laundry today. My husband doesn't support me. We have all these things that go on, and you really have to ask yourself, is that real? Is that a real thing? Is there a way I could work around that, figure it out, and still do this? Or am I just making excuses? Is it real? Or is it something that, like, literally, it's not an excuse? It is a true thing that there is no way I could work my business. Because the thing is when I think about, and it's with everything in life. Like I said, I just talked about weight loss. It doesn't have to be with Thrive. We want certain things, but nobody's willing to do what it takes to get there, right? We have all these goals. We have all these dreams. We have things we want to do with our life. And at the end of the day, as soon as we have to do the hard, the excuses come in. Well, I couldn't do it because, I couldn't reach out to, add 10 new people to Facebook today, or, I couldn't lose the weight because, well, it's Thanksgiving. No, dude, if I really wanted to, I had a girlfriend over here for Thanksgiving and I'm like, why aren't you eating anything? She was eating very little. She goes, because I'm dieting. And I'm like, but it's Thanksgiving. Just do it afterwards. Like, if you're gonna treat your business like that, you're always going to be running into things, always going to be running into things that are going to hold you back. You're always going to be running into things, reasons why you can't do something, those excuses that come into your head that you have to go, is that real? Like, genuinely, is there no way to get around this? Is it a real thing that's happening in my life that is stopping me? Or am I just using it as an excuse right now? And when somebody taught me that like 5 years ago, it's really enlightening when I look at my excuses and I realize most of them I could overcome. Most of them I could figure it out. Most of it I could work my way around it. But I don't want to, right? In certain situations, I don't want to, and we'll keep making them. I wanted to hand this over really quick to Heather. We'll start with you. Let's talk about overcoming excuses, because I think we've had many conversations about this over the last 7 years for sure.
Yeah. Here's the thing. Here's how I see the overcoming of anything. Because I have overcome some stuff, you guys. I'm still overcoming some stuff right now, but I'm here. I'm on this Zoom. I'm committed to my business. I'm committed to my team. I'm committed to myself. I'm committed to those 3 little heads that will pop up. They're not that little anymore, but like in an hour when they wake up, I'm committed to those little humans in my house. So I'll tell you, I kind of wanted to share a little bit of what I do in the morning, because I feel like that for me has really helped me to overcome some of the tough things that I'm personally going through right now. Like, I don't know if you've been on Zooms with us, but my niece, who had been battling cancer for 4 years, passed away about a month ago now. And so every day is overcoming grief. Every day is trying to help my sister navigate how to go on without her child. So there's a lot of things in my face right now where I could say, I have an excuse. I think I really have a really damn good excuse to say, I just can't do this today. But I'm still here doing this today because I know that this is, I don't look at Lavelle and say, I have to work my business. It's my life. It's my blessing. It's my livelihood. It's the way that when things are better and I have, 6 months from now, 2 months from now, it doesn't even matter. It has given me the opportunity to find the blessing in all of the things, the hard things, the not so hard things, just the daily bullshit excuses you give yourself. Listen, I will be honest with you and transparent. And I was transparent the other day on my social media because I feel like transparency is huge. If you do not know who Brene Brown is, you need to go listen or go watch her Netflix series, A Call to Courage. I shared that the other day in the Dream Team, because vulnerability, you guys, is strength. Vulnerability is not weakness. Vulnerability is where you are going to become a more productive human being, because what you're going to realize is that there's other people going through stuff too. And I'm not saying don't go on Facebook and be vulnerable and be like, my life sucks, ... That's just somebody looking for somebody to feed into their BS. I'm talking about being vulnerable, where I went on my social media the other day and said, you guys, I have not been taking care of myself. Not mentally, not physically. I've been doing everything I know that's wrong to do to myself, and I feel like shit about it. I'm not taking care of myself. I'm not working out, and my anxiety has been so bad. So I had a friend like 2 weeks ago share a meditation app with me, and this is what I've been doing every morning, and I'm telling you, it has flipped the switch for me, because it's 10 minutes of sitting still. Like, I have a hard time sitting still. I don't know about you guys, but I feel like I have 2 speeds. My speeds are 1,000 miles an hour, or I'm a sloth on Xanax. Like, that's my speeds. I have a really hard time finding one in between. So the meditation app, and if you want to get it, it's called Waking Up by Sam Harris. It's free. It's 10 minutes where you get up in the morning. I do what Starr does. I get up in the morning, I take my capsules, my notifications on my phone are completely shut off, and I sit in silence for 10 minutes and just breathe and just get grounded to myself, to what I'm doing, what am I here for, who can I help today? But giving myself that 10 minutes of love, that 10 minutes of quiet time, that 10 minutes of reflection, that in itself has just created this perpetual ball of self-care that I've been so terrible at neglecting for myself lately. So the meditation has led to me saying, okay, I did that. Now I'm going to get up. I'm going to do my lifestyle mix. I'm going to put my DFT on, and I'm getting my butt on the treadmill. 2 years ago, I was the most physically fit I've ever been. I just turned 42, and I'm like, I feel like I'm back at square one, but I feel like a lot of people feel that way right now. Like Lisa said, COVID 30, hello, everybody has put on weight. People are not their best self right now. What a platform we have. So I'm being vulnerable for reasons besides, I think it's cathartic. I think that I feel like a lot of people reach out to me personally in messages when I am, but I'm going to keep going on that. I'm going to keep sharing that I'm still working on myself. I'm getting on my treadmill today, you guys. Like, it was the hardest thing I had to do, but I did it. And I wasn't spending 45 minutes walking. I didn't overcomplicate it, because don't we just do that? We have all these things we want to do, and we sit in our thing and we're like, okay, but I want to do this, and I want to make it perfect, and I want my Facebook stories to look like this, and I'm overthinking my Facebook post, and just do the damn thing. If you do the damn thing, then it becomes a routine, and it becomes part of what you're doing every single day. That is what has helped me so much to navigate this overcoming space that I have really been in the depths of, and it's been a difficult time for me personally. This is what feeds my soul, are these things, getting on in the morning and listening to other people, how they're doing their thing, taking their tips. Like I'm totally stealing Chastity's, my 12 favorite things of Christmas, because I love giving. I love that I'm in a place that I can maybe give a little bit bigger than I ever could. But I also know what it was like to be on the receiving end during the Christmas holiday when somebody was heartfelt and gave to me. So I think just, if you don't look at this as a business, but you look at this as part of your life, it becomes that for you. So
Can I just say, I finally have a diagnosis for what I have. I'm a sloth on Xanax. That's what's wrong with me. Dude, that's the best term ever. Did you just think of that?
gosh.
A sloth on Xanax. That is me. Like on my gravestone, it'll say she was a sloth on Xanax.
Lisa, quick confess in that. I want you to reword that. Do not confess that.
What'd you say?
I said you have to reword that. You are not allowed to confess that. You're a sloth on thrash.
I'll reword it. I will. In the new year, I am not going to be a sloth on Xanax. I'm gonna be. How many feel like their whole year in 2020 has been a sloth on Xanax? That's me. Okay. Like 2021 is gonna be the best year ever, y'all. So Starr, Tiffany, you know what? We'll let you go, Starr, because I know we're gonna end out with Tiffany. So I'll let Tiffany share, and then Tiffany's actually got something really cool that we're gonna be doing on these morning Zooms. So Starr, you go next.
So I had it planned to talk about overcoming something that I overcame in my business in regards to being strong-legged. But hearing Heather's story, I just, my heart's going in a different direction. Guys, when I first started this, my family was struggling hardcore. I mean, there were times when we didn't even have enough money to put food on our table. We couldn't pay for our heat. You know, we got turn off notices out the yin yang. And it was just a really, really stressful time. Like I would go to bed crying myself to sleep over finances. Our marriage suffered over finances. But through that, I was able to wake up every single morning. Again, I'm going to get back on my gratitude talk because I learned this from Lisa, and it was January 2019, about 4 months into my journey. I started doing this, and it changed my business. Like I stayed plugging in through those stresses, through not knowing, you know, how I was going to feed my kids. You know what I mean? Like when I was just making enough to transfer into credits, pouring into others. And another thing too, that kind of like switched my mindset. Of course, one of my main goals was to not worry about food, not worry about heat, not worry about turn off notices and evictions. But another goal that I had every single morning, instead of waking up in the morning saying, I wonder how many sales I can get today, I rerouted that and said, I wonder how many lives I can change today. And I feel like once I really grabbed the hold of that, gratitude and Jesus, is when I had the biggest pivoting moment in my business, and I started seeing growth. Now, I'll be honest, my growth is slow and steady, but I feel that that's needed, especially for somebody like me. I feel like I'm building like a steady foundation in my business and my team, you know, where, I mean, this past month has been a little rocky, but we are still, I consider us family, you know what I mean? So, yeah, that's my biggest tip to you guys is gratitude, Jesus, if that's your thing. And being about changing people's lives, not about giving yourself a raise. I mean, that's great and all, but yeah.
You know, the thing is in network marketing, like a lot of people think it's about speed. It's about slow and steady wins the race. It's about building that foundation. If you think about a house, if a house did not have a foundation, that would not be a good thing, right? You need a foundation for your business. And sometimes building that foundation takes a little bit of time. That's why you always hear me preaching, you've got to be on that 5 to 7 year plan, because
yes,
it takes time. Yeah, you got it. It takes time to find those right people. And they're out there. They're out there. It could be the person standing next to you in line at the grocery store. It might be that person you just friend requested in the new bowling group you're in, whatever. You don't know, but they're out there and you've got to share. And especially
yes, and
guys, well,
sorry.
just your story today And I think about where I was, and God, if you guys were on last night and heard Summer Love Story, you guys don't know who is dying for you to share this with them. You don't know who needs that one person that needs to see that story from the fan page. And don't forget, guys, not everybody's going to resonate with your story, but they will
Yeah,
resonate
and
with someone else's.
exactly. And you know, guys, I remember the feeling of having my first comma check. It was great. It was great, but I promise you, there was no greater feeling than the feeling of somebody messaging me, telling me that I changed or even saved their life. That's priceless. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. I got goosebumps all over. I'm trying not to cry. That is freaking huge. When you make an impact in the lives of others, again, I'm a Jesus person. That's the Lord working through me, but it's also, putting premium nutrition in our body and changing their lives. Even with the community, you can change somebody's life. They might not have good friends to rely on.
The community here, this is like family, you guys. Like most of you guys I haven't even met in person yet. And it's crazy because I feel like I've known you, like some of you forever. It's so nuts. Social media is so powerful when you use it the right way, right? It's so cool. And getting on these Zooms, and man, I'll tell you what, if I didn't have all of you through COVID, I feel so bad when I think about people that just don't have anybody, don't have a community like this, because it's been such a rough, stinking year. So I'm going to let Tiffany come in. And Tiffany, do you have anything you want to add to our topic today first? And then we're going to get into this 100 days of, well, you're going to share it. I'm not even going to try to go there because I don't know what it is, but I'm excited.
Yeah, I mean, I think what I have to add to this is when I first started, I'm 3 years in, you guys. When I started, my why was my excuse. And it was working against me. So I was literally like butting heads I had my why, but I was butting heads. And I'll never forget this past summer, I was with you, Natasha, Chas, and we were together, and you literally looked at me. You're like, never make your why your excuse. And it hit me like a ton of bricks. Literally, you could have just smacked me and I would have fell anywhere. And it was like, you know what? You're right. And it was that mind shift that my why is my kids. Okay. My why. And I know a lot of people say that, but you know what? Like I said, my 17-month-old, she has health issues. With those health issues, we've been dealing with her kidney stones. She has kidney reflux. That is a lot of money, you guys. Testing, it's a lot of money. 4 years ago, we had people, calling us nonstop about medical bills. You know what, you guys, we don't have any medical bills right now. Nothing, absolutely nothing because of this business. And it's like, once you figure out your why, don't let yourself work against it. Because once I shifted that, I would always be like, oh, I can't hop on that Zoom because of my kids. No, I'm going to hop on that Zoom because of my kids. Like, that's what I'm going to do. Because you know what? I will never forget the feeling of, being several $1,000s in medical bills. And I didn't even have her at the time. And them constantly calling me and, threatening to seize my husband's check. No, now we get a medical bill. And like I said, every 6 months, it's ultrasounds. It's trying to figure out why this child has this condition. And it's like, I can willingly go to get these tests done. She has a huge test this week. I am not stressed out about the money side of it at all. And to be able to sit here and say that is just the most amazing, the most powerful thing. But it's because I shifted, like I said, from my kids being my excuse to my kids genuinely being my why. It's paying cash for Christmas, not, putting anything on the credit card. So really sit down, figure out your why. I think that's the biggest thing. And I know people say it all the time, but write down your why. Physically write it. Something happens in your brain, and I'm not a scientist or anything, but something happens in your brain when you write something down. Like it makes it permanent. Like that's the thing. Write down your goals, write down your why, write down why you're doing this. And something else that Lisa had us do in
Yeah,
the
it's great. There's nothing
40K push
about
group.
that other than turn it off.
Sorry. Hey,
That's all
Brittany
right.
Mealy, can you mute yourself, honey? Oh, there she
I'm
goes.
sorry.
Oh, you're
No,
fine.
you're good. Something that you had us do was sit down with our family, like all of us sit down and figure out, one, the family why, the family dream, and tell, you know, your husband, your significant other, and your kids, you know, this is why I have to be gone just a little bit. And I think, you know, my husband, he kind of gets annoyed with my Zooms a little bit, but I tell him, you know what, your kids aren't in daycare. Like, you're not eating cereal for dinner, buddy. Okay. Like, this is why I have to do this, because you know what? You want that big shiny F-350. I have to work. Like, I have to do this. And since we sat down and figured out as a family what our why was and what our dream was, it was like an immediate shit. I mean, if you like cereal, albeit, but he's meat and potatoes. He has to have meat and potatoes. But once you figure that out as a family, and, you know, tell your kids, I'm here with you all day, but at this time, mom has to go in, you know, the back room. I have to go in my office, you know, and do something. You guys, my office is a closet. That's my front door. Okay. I'm not even gonna lie. My office is a closet. But yeah, just figure out your why, but never ever let it be your excuse, because that was the biggest thing that was working against me. Was my excuse was my why.
I freaking love that. And, you know, I will say sometimes there's nothing like a good old bowl of Fruity Pebbles for dinner. Just saying. Okay. So Tiffany,
Yes.
right? And you know, breakfast for dinner. My kids love when we do that. I'm like, pancakes, woo! Of course I would say pancakes. So not eggs, pancakes, the real fattening thing. So one of the things we are going to be doing in the morning, every morning for, I don't know, 100 mornings. I don't know. Explain what we're gonna start implementing in our morning Zooms. Tiffany, what is this?
So Starr actually got me on this book. It's 100 Days to Brave. And I think I got it at Target for like $8, you guys. It is absolutely amazing, just because I'm not a morning person. And like the whole self-development thing, I'm rather new to it. So she got me on this book and I absolutely love it. So I figured we would start together on day one and, you know, read every day the passage.
You guys can find it on Amazon too.
I'm gonna go buy the book today, dude.
Yeah, it's an amazing book. It makes you feel all warm and fuzzy inside, like your coat. It just makes you, I don't know. Okay, so brave enough to start. You were always meant to be brave. Okay, so that is the first. There we go. Okay. So day one, what is brave? It says, for I am the Lord your God, who takes hold of your right hand and says to you, do not fear, I will help you. Isaiah 41:13. The name of the book is 100 Days to Brave. All right, so brave, what is it? Truth is, there is no formula and there are no rules. There is the Bible, our guidebook for all things. But other than that, being brave is organic and spiritual and a unique journey for each person. I won't be saying here is exactly what courage looks like, or if you want to really risk in a way that impacts people around you, do these particular things. I do not think that works. I do not think you need me to tell you what to do. I think you know, or if you don't, you will. I think you just need a little pregame warm-up, a little something to oomph you along, an understanding of the map that you are holding. For the next 100 days, I want to show you that you are braver than you know. And with that knowledge in your back pocket, you can change your world. Courage is doing things even when you're scared. Brave isn't something that happens when you're not scared anymore. Brave people don't stop hearing whispers of fear. They hear the whispers, but take action anyway. Being brave is hearing that voice of fear in your head, but saying, okay, but the truth is, God made me on purpose and for a purpose. I can tell you that the moments of my greatest fears, those times when I was sure I was going to wimp out under the pressure of it all, I have also been the open doors to the greatest changes in my life. So I step out full of fear, but trusting that God is on the other side in new and wonderful ways. And so far, he always is. He will be there for you too. Okay, so at the bottom here, it has an assignment for each day, and I love this. So today is be brave. Tell one person, a friend, spouse, coworker, that you have begun this 100-day journey toward a braver life. So just express to somebody, hey, I mean, you could even put it in your stories. I'm so excited to get this book because you know what? What, Jess? You make me scared when you say that.
You want to say something? She's like, no.
Okay.
I
y'all,
agree. Oh, go ahead, Tess.
she said for us to say it, so I'm saying it. I want to see everybody saying it. I'm saying it in the comments.
I'm
There we
saying it
go.
on Facebook today. So we are going to make sure that for the next 100 mornings, we are going to read whatever it is, and then we're going to do that day's like kind of challenge to be brave. And I think that is going to be so huge. I'm super excited. And you guys, it's all about just proclaiming to someone that you're starting. Like, don't be embarrassed. Don't care what someone else thinks. Proclaim to the world on Facebook. That's what I'm going to do, that I'm starting my 100 days. I love it.
It's an awesome book, and it's affordable. That's what you can get at Amazon, Target. Walmart might carry it. But also it highlights, you can see this orange yellow part right here. It just highlights and kind of summarizes. Brave people don't stop hearing the whispers of fear. They hear, but they take action anyway.
I love it. I love it. Okay,
Yes.
so you guys, I just want to give you a quick little rundown. Every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, we're going to be doing this. Our format is we're going to start out just the way it started, with that gratitude, with our I ams, the 5-minute journal. If you guys don't have a 5-minute journal and you want to go get one, you can, or you can just have a notebook. And then we will go into any team news or Lavelle news. And then we will go from there, from our topic for that day, our self-development topic for that day. And then we're going to end out at least the next 100 days with this amazing book and whatever the brave challenge is for that day. So you guys kind of know what the format is going to be. And we are actually going to end out today with some music, something to, like, I don't know, pick something.
Can I say one thing real quick?
Yes, absolutely.
I was listening to a Zoom the other day on YouTube, and somebody said this: you don't get to become excited once you become successful. Okay. You become successful because you are excited. So guys, be excited about your thrive and how it's changed your life and the lives of millions of other people. Okay. And Tiff, I vote for the brave song. Do you have access to that I want to see you be brave?
Yes. Let's end with that.
I can. I already had one pulled up, but it's just called Brave.
Yeah.
Say what you want to say. Yeah, I want to see you be brave. Yeah, that song. Pretend that I did not try to sing that song. Everybody, can you pretend your ears did not hear that? Okay.
Oh, stop. You're great.
So Wednesday we're going to have some new people on. You might see some of our faces, but definitely new people. Like, it's going to be different, you guys. So, but that will always be the format, and I think it's going to be freaking amazing. I'm so excited. So I want you guys to have the best Monday ever. We'll see you guys Wednesday, and let's kick it out with let's kick our 100 days of brave off with this song.